Welcome back. Thanks for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. The All-Star voting is in. Well, I shouldn't say it's in. The initial numbers that we're getting are in. And I wanted to share this, but also comment on a few things. Aja Wilson is at the top. I think that makes a lot of sense. As you can see, Caitlin Clark is only, less than 1,400 votes behind Wilson. Interesting also, you have Boston at number three. Okay. And you can see the Caitlin Clark effect a couple of ways here. First, the total numbers that I'll show you compared to last year at this time. But just to give you a quick number, the impact, Wilson had it. I believe she was first last year, and she had a total of just under 96,000 total votes. And you can see here, just in the first round, first number, 217,000 plus. Another effect you're going to see in here, you've got, like I said, Boston, who's been playing well, but she's number three in the league. But here's the other crazy stuff. You've got, as you can see down at 17 and 18, Melissa Smith and Kelsey Mitchell. And oh, by the way, at number 12, and this is where you get frustrated with, like, well, maybe the fans shouldn't be involved. Kate Martin is number 12. Nothing against Kate Martin, but she's a very, very limited role player. And it's great to see her having the success she is. I think it's awesome. I'm glad she's there. I mean, look, she was there at the draft to support Caitlin Clark, not to think she was getting drafted. So it's a great story. I only wish good things for her, but she's not, she's not an all-star. Okay. Um, One thing first, I'll get back to this, but I want to flip to this next one because I'm going to have to zoom in. This is from last year at this time, this first round. And as you can see, the number one vote getter is Wilson with under 36,000 votes. Look at the differences: 36, 32, 28, 23, and so forth down the line compared to now where it's all the way down to Kelsey Mitchell at 18, 66,000 is, still almost double what Asia Wilson was leading with last year. Uh, a name you don't see on here, Diana Taurasi. Now, I could not confirm what she's had because I've only seen the top of the list, and I saw where someone had posted that she had like 1,200 and some votes total, but they also had her ranked at like 372, and I'm thinking, well, there are only 12 teams, right? Don't most teams carry 12? So we're talking 144. I mean, maybe 160 or so players, not 372. So I don't want to say that's all Diana got because I don't have that confirmed. But I know she's not top 30. She's nowhere to be found. She's a blip on Caitlin Clark's radar. So, and as you can recall, she was the leading voice back when Iowa was making their run through the NCAA tournament about how she'll be playing with grown women and there's going to be a reality check and all of that other nonsense, which we're going to get to in another video when I talk about the fact that Asia Wilson is currently the best player in the WNBA, but she is not the MVP. And we'll talk about that later. But what's really weird, if you recall, let me see if I can I switch my sharing on this? I think I can. We'll see. But well, anyway, let me just say this to make it easier and quick. The All-Star team voting is really weird, especially with the Olympic year. It's a combination of vote by fans, which is 50%, current players, which is 25%, and the media, which is 25%. So obviously, Caitlin Clark has to crush it with the fan vote because WNBA players are not going to vote for her, which is, by the way, a really dumb thing to do. The media is not going to vote for her, so we know that. But you have, if I remember correctly, what's also weird is it's any top 10 vote getter who has not already been named to the women's national team will automatically make Team WNBA, and then it's going to be some weird thing with the coaches and stuff picking. So if I'm looking at this correct, the asterisks are Olympic players. So the five in the top 10 are Clark, teammate Boston, Arike Agambale from Dallas, Angel Reese, and Derica Hamby, although with the injuries to Brink and possibly Ryan Howard, she may be going to the Olympics for 3v3. I'm not sure what that would do in terms of the timeline with making the All-Star team and playing the Olympic team. So I'm not sure about that one, but the four at this point who would definitely be in would be Arike, Angel, Aaliyah, and Caitlin. And then I guess it would come down to the coaches. And it was unclear as to whether the media and WNBA players are involved with that, because I think it said that the top 10 who are not going to the Olympics, top 10 by voting, are in, which would, but I don't know if that meant fan voting or they're also talking about players and media. But as you can see by this, only five of the top 10 are going to the Olympics. So that leaves the other five that are leading for the guaranteed spots. As said, Taurasi is nowhere to be found. Um, tell you what's crazy is if you didn't have all the other nonsense and you're going by fan voting and you just took out the Olympic players and you're going by backcourt and front court, you would have four Indiana Fever players, which again, Caitlin Clark effect, because nothing against them. I mean, I just did a video about Indiana's big four, but they are 7 and 10. I don't know if four All-Star players, but they would have Clark, Boston, Smith, and Mitchell. The big four. Just because of it, because the guards would be Caitlin, Arike, um, Kate Martin, and Kelsey Mitchell. Those are the top four guards vote getters outside of the Olympics, and then the front court there'd be eight front court players, right? So you would have Boston in there, and you would have Hamby in there. Brink is hurt, so she would not be in there, right? Uh, Nika for Seattle would be in there. Dewana Bonner would be in there. Jonquel Jones would be in there. Cardoso would be in there, and Smith would be in there, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I just wanted to share that and some quick thoughts. And I find it interesting that Diana Taurasi is nowhere to be found on this list. I didn't check. I'm going to check. We'll check together real quick and see, was she there? She is. Okay, there she is last year. And that's still pretty far down. She's 16th there in the voting from last year. Look, she should not be on the Olympics. Caitlin Clark should be on the Olympic team. That's more obvious than it has ever been. And I'll get to that in another video team too, because we're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff with the nonsense of Caitlin Clark struggling and adjusting to the WNBA. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. If you're more clear to I am as to how that final bit goes with the naming to the team, whether the top in the top 10 is automatic for fan voting. Does that include the players? The coach, and then the coaches pick the rest. Please, if you can clarify, let me know in the comments who on this list are you like, wow, I can't believe they got that many votes, or maybe they should have more votes, or whatever it might be. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you checking out this video. Please like, subscribe, all that awesome stuff, and I will talk to you later.